I don't know why you'd pick Killjoy over me. Her mollies are louder than her yapping. And those nerfs ruined her. She'd make a horrible sentinel on your team. Disgusting.
Cypher, what are you talking about?
You clearly shouldn't be the #1 meta sentinel.
Your trapwires are more fragile than your ego, and your ultimate sucks. And haha, maybe you should keep that hat on.
Guys, would you both just knock it off? Chamber no diffs, both of you bozos.
You want to play? Let's play.
That's right, folks. We're entering a new era of Lotus. Before, Chamber was already good on this map. But now that Riot made some changes, this is Chamber's realm. With the endless amounts of powerful teleport positions he's been given, he has the ability to solo win his team games with the snap of his fingers. And in this video, you're gonna learn about every new broken spot that is annihilating Tier 1 Valorant. Dealing with a good chamber can be a nightmare. I mean, how do you deal with an agent who can escape any situation with a snap of his fingers? It's so frustrating. Well, I think I can help with that. The Immortal Roadmap program. How could I forget? Guys, let me introduce you to the best coaching service out there. These pros will teach and help you implement everything you need to hit Immortal Plus in just 8 weeks, including how to deal with smurfing chambers or duelist players. They are so confident in their coaching that they are the only coaching program that offers a 5-division rank up in 8 weeks guaranteed, or your money back.
Yeah, there's zero risk.
And they've helped hundreds of students hit Immortal and Radiant. Their coaching staff consists of Konpeki and over a dozen Radiant coaches with VCT experience, such as Comet, who was an analyst on Ascend the year they won champs in 2021, Screwface, who was a 6-man on EG when they won champions in 2023, and Gangsta, who played on Disguised, Immortals, and Knights. So if that offer sounds good to you, you gotta sign up quick, as less than 5 spots remain for Season 17. Link in the description. Another Lotus game with mirror comps. Raze, Viper, Sky. Thank God she's getting nerfed. Oh, wow. A Fade. Daring today, aren't we? Oh, wait a second. Chamber. All right. Finally a team that wants to live a little and try something out of the ordinary. And to be honest, I think that Chamber is better than Killjoy on this map. Her mollies are loud and get broken pretty often. And her turret doesn't hold nearly as much map control as it used to, being nerfed from 180 degrees of coverage to now only 100. And the amount of options she has in this map are just pretty limited. But Chamber, on the other hand, has so many different teleport spots that he can keep the offense on their toes, always worried that he could be lurking behind any angle. And here's one of them. On old Lotus, a similar teleport like this was still possible. The only issue is that if the enemy team were to go B, they're going to take secret. I mean, doing so is vital as it allows the offense to set up in strong crossfires. So, do you see the issue? Now, if the enemy team is hitting this site, he can get out of harm's way without having to break the door and can defend this vital position without tossing. So let's see how it does. 100 Thieves position their pistol strat into a 1-1-3 setup, where Raze and Fade are going to use their information gathering tools to set Chamber up on this line, and then go back to B and C with their teammates. And Cloud9 are spread out in a 2-3 default, where Killjoy and Viper are applying a teensy-weensy bit of pressure, but the meat and potatoes of their game plan is to apply major pressure on Mound and C with this wall that makes holding the space a nightmare. Vanity starts by tossing his orb to cover the Rebel Cross, threatening that he could leak out. But this fake pressure immediately gets snuffed by this Haunt lineup Boombot combo from the defense. And now that Cryo is comfy, his friends are out of there. In the meantime, Cloud9 have flashed Mound, spotted, and pushed Bang back into sight and have grabbed the orb. But they're not done. Zeppa flashes into sight, Oxy peeks, and both teams deploy their smokes, canceling each other out. Cloud9 don't feel safe to use their lurk wall if 100 Thieves are smoking it off. But now that the offense has applied pressure Mound, step 2 of their game plan becomes clear. They're going to actually apply pressure A now in the hopes that they can drag rotates over and make C weaker. So Sky rotates back, sends out her dog, and Omen smokes deep to block any potential jump spotters.
I just feel like you can't get the same value. I mean, we'll see, right? If they're able to abuse C because they don't have KJ.
And I think B as well becomes like a lot more doable to pressure into because you don't have the alarm bot necessarily. And
Okay, no.
Oh, wow. This dog has definitely seen better days. Sky's Trailblazer used to be able to look left and right on its leap, but because of Riot's recent nerfs, it can't. Meaning that Chamber was never pushed back and was able to safely hide behind these boxes. He killed Killjoy and 100 Thieves were still able to stack B. But did they forget Bang?
Yeah, there goes the lurk.
My thought is if it makes Cryo frag.
Now, because Cloud9 thought they cleared out A, they sent Killjoy to run up, open the door, and create even more noise. But because Cryo sat her down, Cloud9 immediately lost all their map control, meaning that they had no choice but to immediately pounce on C. Bang couldn't get his, and Cloud9 proceeded to plant for spam. But they only have classics.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
With turret to cover B, alarm bot and Molly to cover C. That did so much work.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're getting active.
Just swap and spit left and right.
It's a big hill.
3v2, Crow's still alive.
Oh, nice shot.
A 100 Thieves are off to a rough start, and Chamber's trying his best. On the Rico, he got the first blood with a new TP that I'll talk more about later. And on their first full buy, he soloed A after being set up so his teammates could go back and stack B and C. And despite this double anchor setup, this entry was nuts.
Here we go.
Oh, wow, that's perfect. Damn. Wow, that's even better.
Man, I bet Bang wish he had a yellow indicator for that Seeker. Okay, sorry. But 100 Thieves are down bad early and need a big round. They're still confident in last round's game plan and want to set Chamber up in tree to solo hold this entire area while the rest of his teammates reinforce everywhere else. Hey, Jimmy, wake up. I'm in the middle of a video. Why are you sleeping? Sorry, Teets. It's just that Chamber keeps doing the same thing. He gets set up, his teammates leave and go stack. Doesn't that get predictable? You would think, right? Well, that's what's special about having an instant get out of jail free card. Because Chamber can set up in so many different off angles around the map, it's extremely hard for the offense to know where this guy is set up at. Unlike Cypher and Killjoy, whose utility are commonly used to hold choke points, Chamber can be anywhere. He can cover a lot of ground for his team on a wide variety of maps, contest common sightlines from frightening off angles, or even play on sight, get his, and get out to play the retake. And it's this variety of play styles that forces teams to be very careful traversing the map, knowing the Chamber could be behind any corner. So yes, it is common to set Chamber up like this, but he's the only agent in the game who can safely spot a main and get out with his life. Having to push back someone like Cryo or Ye is a lot harder than snapping a wire or breaking a bot. Setting up one of the best aimers in the world to hold so much map control for you from a strong and safe angle is a fantastic win condition. And like we've seen previously, 100 Thieves have no problem getting Cryo to rubble. All it takes is a haunt and a boombot. But with this rendezvous, he's able to stare down the barrel of main, or use the natural cover provided to contest any utility the offense uses to re-clear this space or snag a first blood before sidestepping to get out. Now, Cloud9's game plan also looks the same. In their 3-2 default, they're going to snag this orb for Oxy, who's 2 points off his rocket launcher, while Killjoy and Viper walk up B, feed him his last orb, and go from there. So while 100 Thieves have taken A, Cloud9 takes C behind another Skybird and one way, Oxy grabs one orb, and then, oh yeah, Riot removed this B orb. This change actually makes the map a lot less attack-sided, as the offense can't just rely on farming their ults all half. But if they want this showstopper, they're going to have to get it from Chamber. Before they head that way, they want to apply more pressure. Oxy flips open the door, nades bend, chipping down Bang, and Vanity swings into B, wanting to smash that bot. It barely escapes with its life, but now Cloud9 feel like they can move into the next stage of their plan.
Chamber off angles. Nice. There you go.
30 seconds left.
KJ sucks.
True. Someone needs to clear Asuna. Sure.
Wait, this looks fucking awesome.
Oh my god, what a spot.
Good satchel, pop it.
Cloud9 got baited hard. Because this bot was never broken on B, Asuna felt like it was safe to leave this area and play off Cryo. So Cloud9 was able to push Cryo back in a tree, and because Chambers are usually left on their own late in the round to hold space, they never expected Asuna to be up right where they just cleared. Plus, these smokes were impossible to clear and gave Asuna a small pocket to rat around in. Now without the spike, Cloud9 can really only go for kills, hoping to break 100 Thieves' economy. 100 Thieves are tweaking up their setup. 2-3 this time, and Cryo's moved over to C to contest Mound with Bang. I said new rendezvous spots. That's not new. And Cloud9 have also made an adjustment, wanting to fight for Rubble hard in their 1-4 default. But there's no shot they're doing that. The defense dump a one-way, Paranoia, Seize, Pain Shells, Haunt, and Asuna even whips out his ult. All this hugabaloo has spooked the offense into running away, right into Cryo.
It'd be a bit cringe. FaZe did that once.
With what?
They bought a bunch of blanks from Supreme, and then they printed like a FaZe thing on it, and they called it a Supreme collab.
Oh, wow.
But it wasn't in the sense that Supreme didn't know or care about it. But it was in the sense that it was a Supreme shirt.
Least cringe FaZe Clan marketing.
Wow.
Man, things really fell apart for 100 Thieves. And it started with Cryo getting a bit too greedy. This tried and true rendezvous spot is great as it allows you to bob and weave around Mound, isolating your duels. He got his team the first blood, but then got too greedy. Had he TP'd out after getting this first kill, his team would have been in an awesome spot to retake. Especially without smokes, Cloud9 would have had an impossible time getting a safe plant off. With the new seaside changes, there are literally no more safe spots to plant in, meaning that more often than not, the attackers are going to have to fight for waterfall or spawn. If they don't, they'll get collapsed on. But instead, Cryo tried to be a hero when that's not what his team needed. I think I'm starting to recognize a pattern here. 100 Thieves are starting in a 1-4 spread, where they're setting up their chamber and then bolstering down the other two sites again. But the way they've been doing it is interesting. And Cloud9 are positioned to take Mound again in their 3-2. Both teams perform the same trait of utility like we've seen before. Vanity throws his Poison Orb to cover the cross, while Asuna and EU use their Haunt and Boombot to clear it out. Now, based on what happened last round, it seems like if 100 Thieves are trying to set chamber up, they'll use their recon abilities. But if they're actually going to fight for this space, you'll hear about it. We'll see how this trend continues. But I think Vanity's realized this too. Earlier in this game, he was afraid to move past this one way, but now he's hopped up on Root. He knows chamber is here and is looking to find a timing. In the meantime, his teammates have also faked their C default with their immediate Boombot and Flash, but are now contacting up B. It's here where we see Vanity start to cook. Hey guys, I'm pretty sure chamber is here by himself. I can probably use my lurk walls to find a ridiculous timing on this guy. How are you gonna do that? What if I just walk through that door?
Flag it left, flag it left, flag it left.
I feel like 100 Thieves need rounds here.
Little X on the map.
Yo, everyone's not clearing.
He's not even clearing.
Wait, how did he get? Did they not?
Did he open the door?
Man, things really fell apart for 100 Thieves. Again. Now, because Vanity broke Cryo's trademark, he knew Chamber had to worry about someone walking up this lane, which honestly isn't the biggest deal. Because from this position, Cryo could take anyone down on this line, close or far, now that the box isn't spammable anymore. The problem occurred when Vanity decided to open the door. While, yes, a play like that is ballsy, but as soon as this lane flips around, you run the risk of an attacker walking through this area.
But come on, who would do that? Someone on my team is going to come over and watch this space. Making a play like that would be too...
What an idiot.
That thought process was exactly what Vanity was banking on, causing a domino effect of disasters for 100 Thieves. Cryo died, which forced Bang to turn around to try and help, but he died. Then they lost the site while there's a wild Viper on the loose. Now, if the defense wanted to stop this lurk timing from happening, they should have moved their train wreck in a tree instead, so that if someone does open the door and doesn't break it, that's okay. They know no one went through and Cryo could still hold that line. But when the door opens and it gets broken, someone should probably look that way. 100 Thieves take a timeout to try and get out of this slump. Man, we're already down 1-5. Was picking chamber a bad idea? Should I stuck with Killjoy? Don't worry, coach. Leave it to me. Hiya! Coming out of their timeout, 100 Thieves still have faith in their game plan. In another 2-3, Chamber is contesting Mound while these three set up Chamber Jr. over on Rubble.
Hi.
Because Boostio has his From the Shadows online, he's able to play a similar role as Cryo. Contest a main, do some damage, and get out safely. So, no matter where Cloud9 go, they gotta be careful. But they know an Apex Predator is lurking about. They flash high, jump spot, Omen teleports, creating an audio queue to move their crosshairs, Boombot, and that's too much for Chamber to handle. He's out of there. But good thing for 100 Thieves is that Boostio is in a prime position, dismissing Raisin Faye to go help out over on C. Wait, is she okay? Why is Fade moving like a snail? Oh, wait a second. Where's her trademark? Did Cloud9 break it already? No shot, I missed that. Cryo, why are you buying full armor instead of your bot? Which one is gonna help your team more? Well, B is butt naked, and now someone has to constantly keep eyes on this lane, weakening their holds. Especially because Cloud9 have their Viper wall laid out to generate timings. And after waiting for reaction from the defense, that's exactly where the offense are heading. But just to make sure the defenders stay committed to C, Jake throws this smoke, which is pretty good for applying pressure. More on that in this video here. This forces out a Prowler from Fade, and once it clears, he heads back to B.
Mounts, C9 pressuring B, do a forward A main control for 100 Ts. But this is like not having that killjoy util.
Yeah.
Like, Vanity can just walk in.
Ooh, nice little round by Boosty.
Nice. Asuna finds Vanity on the...
Okay, well, I guess it didn't matter that he didn't buy his trademark. He made up for it, actually. And now, what a lot of Chamber players fail to do is pick up the rendezvous after they teleport. What I see most of the time is that players will snap their fingers and then bunny hop away while flipping the knife around like a hot dog. But what Cryo did was pick up his beacon, used EU's Prowler to jump spot, and place his TP down a second time to get onto a deep line down C. We touched on this briefly, but this new meta anchor position allows you to get a crazy deep line past mound, allowing your team, just like on A, to stack the rest of the map. This case, it was B. And being this deep should catch the offense slacking, as normally nobody should be pushed this far. But that's the Chamber difference. If any of you are considering becoming a Chamber or even Sentinel main after this video, nice. Playing this role is fun with your neat little gadgets and setups, and I'm a Sentinel player myself. But there's one thing that I and the rest of the Sentinel community can't stand: retake. When the enemy team keeps dodging your sight and there's nothing you can do about it. Here, look. 100 Thieves are still in their patented 2-3 chamber slots in deep, and then fight Rubble setup. Now, based on my earlier theory, this should be a big brawl, as Cloud9 have 4 players wanting to duke it out over Rubble as well.
Graduated from 5th grade last week. His mom was very proud.
He's a young prospect.
I'm sorry, you think 5th graders are 13?
It's a great question.
5th graders are like 10, right? Are they?
All right, well, that's lame. And I guess I was wrong. To be honest, there didn't seem to be a distinct pattern as to when 100 Thieves utility dump into this area, or use their recon abilities to clear the air. Maybe this round has something to do with this Odin. Regardless, Cloud9 have crept out behind their lurk smoke and have deployed their Trailblazer to move forward. It leaps and misses Asuna. And speaking of, this is another great spot for Chamber, especially for you Judge 1-tricks out there. By using the same rendezvous spot as we covered in the first round, you can get one, get out, and then defend secret much better since it's a close range space. This one and done becomes a one and fun. And that's why I like his Headhunter. It gives you the flexibility to use teleports like this in case you never use your shotgun. But instead of Chamber, we have Raze. And that's okay, because now we're gonna see why Fade's been saving her haunts.
In a fight?
In a fight. Like, you're locked in an octagon.
100
at least.
Maybe 3.
100? 5th graders.
I mean, you are looking kind of big. I can't lie, dude.
100's
you may be able to take him
100? 100's crazy. They're not like
5th grader?
toddlers. How did you even
They're like half-formed people.
Man, I really wish we had a replay system. If you look closely, EU must have a nuts haunt lineup because Asuna hopped into the smoke ready to spam any scans, which would explain this Odin. It would melt people through tree. And this might be the lineup? I tried to recreate it myself, so let me know how it works. But because Chamber was solo holding these 2/3 of the map, reinforcements are on the way, ready to stack the site.
Half-formed people.
I mean,
like half-formed adults is what I meant by that.
You just have to, like, get them on your side.
Sorry,
like, turn them against you.
How did they... Never mind. I think 100 Thieves bit off a bit more than they could chew again. Asuna probably should have left. They got the player. Just back out and get ready to flood in if they go A. Retake B. Or let Cryo get his on C. I mean, I get it. They probably didn't want them to plant and get the Viper's Pit down, as they would have locked them out of sight. But this looked uncoordinated, and it forces Cryo to save. Chamber keeps ping-ponging back and forth from A to C to A and back to C. But this round, he's lingering outside of B, and he's got multiple good TP spots here too. By placing this rendezvous up against this wall, he's allowed to peek the entrance and snag anybody walking up B main. Or if you're feeling brave, you can peek deep into the attacker spawn and catch them as they rotate in between A and C. Or this TP spot is good too. From here, you can catch a nasty off angle, taking down anyone creeping up B main, or you can open the door and fight mound with your C teammates pretty safely. But with this new change to B site, he's able to use that same beacon, but play in the one and done in this corner, which is either another strong off angle for the judge, or you can contest a B split through secret. But here, Cryo's opting for the first one we've mentioned. How deep is he going to go? His Rebel teammates blast out of the buy phase behind a Seize, Nade, and Paranoia. Jake tried to get out of the choke with his Shrouded Step, but none of his teammates could follow through. Chamber Jr. is set up again with his ult, and Cloud9 realize they can't get through. So they're telling the 2 in their 2-3 default to move up next, and hopefully that'll drag over rotates. Now as Whippy and Vanity move up B main, they start to realize they haven't seen Chamber yet. Okay, if the op is here, how do you want to deal with it? We didn't see him A, so it could be here or C. It's a 50-50. You ever see the Super Mario movie? No.
Dude, someone's gaming.
Oh. Someone with the Cherry MX switches.
Oh, what a hop.
Oh.
Well, when you have to force back a potential op, sometimes all you have is your movement to rely on. By moving erratic and being stupid unpredictable sometimes, the op won't be able to track you. And Vanity's bunny hopping has forced Cryo to shoot, TP, and now his teammates feel like A has become more open. Sky, Raze, and Killjoy all start to leak out of main as Vanity tries to sell even harder on B by spreading out his Viper's Pit. But Cryo knows what they're doing.
Ready for this. Nice shot. And that. Dang.
After just revealing himself in B main, Cryo immediately made the decision to reposition, knowing the offense doesn't want to run into the op on their half buy. And then Vanity tries to pull off the 1v5, and it starts with some nasty Sheriff shots.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Vanity still got it.
Okay, Vance. You don't have the bomb.
He doesn't need
Ready
it.
for a 1v5? One tap.
Busto's 1 HP.
Yo. Come on, bruh.
Chamber is a lot like a Rhino, a Triceratops, or a Womp from Mario. Huh? Because he's pretty vulnerable from his backside. Naturally, Chambers are usually going to play pretty forward so that they can deal early damage and teleport out for the retake. So if you can somehow get behind him, he's going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. 100 Thieves start the round in an unusual 1-1-3 setup with Chamber all by himself. His partner in crime Viper is one off her ult, so she's starting A this time, taking Omen's spot. Now, getting set up on Mound hasn't been that hard, so Chamber should be fine. Maybe. Cloud9 have all 5 hungry hippos ready to eat and fire it up C, going fast for the first time this game. Cryo waits out the Sky Flash, but Oxy is one step ahead and jump spots just in case. Cryo can't land a shot, and Cloud9 take that as their time to punch it.
Jim. And I'm building around Boostio, Oxy, and Zeppa. That's my answer. Unbiased.
Oh, this is really hard to hold.
I like that, actually. That's a good answer.
Jake backside. So is Oxy, Zeppa, Boost.
Cryo and Boostio got pinched so hard. Because Cloud9 know how far Chamber's been pushing up, Omen was able to use his smoke as cover and flash out. And using your Omen ult like this is great. If you know the enemy is playing up, use your TP to take the free space and punish. This forces the defense to retreat, giving you a weaker sight, or you can collapse on the defenders. Plus, when you're all out of smokes, you might as well use your body to create some space. You can do this with your normal TP as well. Regardless, Cloud9 have C, but keep fighting.
No, man.
I would go with...
Nice.
Boostio, Bang, Zeppa.
On the last round of the half, Cryo was too busy checking out my new merch down in the shop tab below and just didn't pull out his gun in time. All right, see you guys. That's the breakdown. All right, I'll show you the last TP spot. So we didn't see it in this game, but as soon as the barrier drops, as long as your teammates help set you up, you can throw your rendezvous down in this cubby and peek stupid deep into A main. Then when you teleport, you can use your toxic screen to get out or go through secret, since the timing it would take for the offense to punish you just isn't there. But keep in mind, you need your teammates to set you up, otherwise you're going to get flamed. By me. Teets, you said Chamber is the new meta, but 100 Thieves got smacked 4-8. You're wrong. They came back and won 13-11. They won. That means Chamber's good. Easy analysis. No, but seriously, 100 Thieves made some silly mistakes, but I do really believe this guy is the future of this map with his million different setups. Before the map changes, I was actually going to cover this match instead, where T1 was getting some mad value out of him, as Excurate is nuts with like a 90% op shot hit rate. So yeah, Chamber is meta on this map. And the same goes for Split. Check out this video and you'll see what I mean. Come on, click it.